Hey everybody, Steve-O here for Movies and TVs on the ball, and we've got Avengers Doomsday coming out next year for 2026, and that got me thinking about the Avengers villains. Now, I'm not talking about the Avengers villains in sort of the Marvel Cinematic Universe altogether, such as like Evidence, Stain, Whiplash, the Abomination, all those ones. I'm not counting just because I feel like um, those are very much villains that sort of create. But you had the three Avengers movies, and I'll count Avengers Endgame as sort of the fourth one, but that's 3.2 if you think about it. So I would probably say Thanos would probably be number one for me, just because I think he has a lot of different ideas and different theories. I think, or different feelings. I think sometimes in Avengers, he wants some of his stuff doesn't make sense just because um, he was the Avengers. In Avengers Endgame, he wants to destroy the world to repopulate everybody, which was kind of interesting. And the snap, when everyone was gone, felt like a ending to something. You felt something walking out of the theater, kind of in the same way as you looked at maybe Logan or Wolverine and Logan from 2017. But I feel like when they came back, I felt like, well, that kind of was intentional. But then you have Loki. I'll go kind of backwards. So then you have Ultron, who was the artificial intelligence voiced by James Spader. I feel like he was a pretty interesting villain. I don't remember off the top of my head what his whole theory was, but he was a pretty interesting villain. I'll probably need to rewatch Avengers Age of Ultron just to kind of get more into it. But I liked how he and Tony Stark have, and it wasn't maybe done well enough, but sort of like both different philosophies and different sort of ways of doing things. So that was him, and then I'm going backwards to Loki, and I think Loki is probably the most known and beloved villain in at least the Avengers quadrilogy or trilogy, and maybe in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You can debate that all you want on the comments below, but I think he brought something to it where he was cunning yet fun yet interesting, and he kind of believed himself to be a god, which I might even say, well, I mean, he was a god of mischief, but more all powerful and everything. And you could probably say that he has a narcissistic factory, maybe not, maybe, but more of the same way as, let's say, Superman's arch nemesis, Lex Luthor. So I think he was kind of an interesting, villain. But then again, he probably goes from villain to hero, but sort of you still can't trust him. Loki's the god of mischief. Loki, I think, and if you watch The Mask, Loki's mask was the whole kind of thing um, with the test with the god of mischief, and Loki was a lot more played by Alan Cumming in the Son of the Mask, but that was kind of more of a different Loki than the comic book Loki. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are on Loki, comic book wise, and maybe other media as well. But how would you rank these? Would you do Thanos? But I just Thanos, Loki, Thanos, and Ultron, or do you feel like Ultron was the weakest one? Let me know in the comments below. I was just kind of curious to see what kind of the Avengers in game, kind of getting ready for Avengers Doomsday. And I'm really excited to see what Robert Downey Jr. will do with the Doomsday character. And do you think he might be the one to kind of be the great Avengers villain? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, like and subscribe. Peace.